they commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doeth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom.
They are all to the Lord as Sodom, referring to Israelites.
And the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah.
And the inhabitants of as Gomorrah. So when you read Revelation 11, he says, which is spiritually called Sodom.
That's right.
All right?
That's what it says.
Now get Isaiah 30 and 1. Let's deal with the Egypt. Let's deal with the Egypt.
Isaiah 30 verse 1.
Come on.
Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord,
Israelites, go ahead.
that take counsel, but not of me,
Go ahead.
and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Ooh, not of the Lord's spirit, but let's see what spirit. Come on.
That they add sin to sin.
Come on.
They walk to go down to Egypt,
They walk to go down to Egypt.
and have not asked at my mouth,
Read on.
to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh,
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, man. Go ahead.
and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
To trust in the shadow of Egypt. That's verse 3.
No, this is 3 from no.
Okay, read that.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame.
That's going to be your shame. Why? Because y'all spiritually Egypt, man.
Bringing out all Esau doctrine.
Exactly.
Reading his articles.
His articles.
His books.
Mixing and making the Bible, man. When the Lord told you to choose none of the Esau ways,
That
man.
is sin unto sin, man. That's what it says. And trust in the shadows of Egypt, your confusion.
Your what?
Your confusion.
Babylon, man. Y'all guys trusted Esau knowledge, too. All right, you guys trusted Esau knowledge. That's why he called you spiritually Egypt. Spiritually Egypt. All right.
That's not
Hey. Hey, the Lord said he was gonna send the angels and blind them.
That's what he said.
So, you know, they might don't see what we see. All right. This thing spiritual. Remember that. All right. But that's the point on that, man. All right. The point is that Armageddon is a place in Israel, man.
That's right.
All right. North of Manasseh. All right. Where our Lord was crucified in Israel. This is where this war going to take place, man.
That's right.
All right. In the place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon, man.
That's right.
All right.
And if you are the elect, the stones and the animals are going to be with you.
Exactly.
They're going to be under your power, man. Come on, man.
Now we can jump into that new covenant, man. Are we under the old covenant or the new covenant, man? Okay.
The Matthew,
Jeremiah. Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31. Start at 31. And you can read this whole chapter because we was taught that, hey, they go. You can read that whole chapter. And we was taught, all right, the private interpretation that we was taught pursuant to Jeremiah 31 is this referring to the kingdom.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
This is what we was taught by the elders from GMS and all the elders at One West teach this same doctrine.
Wow.
All right? Okay. So, you know, on your brother's own time, you read the whole chapter. You can get the full understanding. But read what you got.
Jeremiah 31 and 31. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will make a new covenant.
Make a what?
New covenant.
A new covenant. So that's what we're dealing with. Is we under the new covenant or the old covenant that the Lord made with the Israelites in the wilderness? Go ahead.
With the house of Israel.
With the house of Israel, not with all the other nations too, man.
Huh.
All right? So for all you other Israelites, man, that think that the other nations can be saved, man,
You're wrong.
You wrong, bro.
Wrong.
You wrong, bro.
And with the house of Judah.
With the house of Judah, man, the southern kingdom of Israel.
That's right, huh?
Go ahead.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers.
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
These guys gonna lose their mind.
Oh, man.
Not according to the what?
To the covenant that I made with their fathers.
In the wilderness, man.
In the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
Not according to the covenant that he made with our fathers when he took them.
You finna take their fathers away.
Hey, man.
You finna take some fathers away. Because that's why they under brothers, man.
Yeah.
Because they believe that we still under the old
They
covenant.
believe that. Yeah, you're right. And that's what's being taught. That's what's being taught as how pertaining to salvation, man.
That's right.
All right. That's what's being taught. All right, from all these Splendor One West camps, man.
That's right, bro.
All right, that you got to go through a man
To get salvation.
to get salvation, bro.
Can I read that? Then with the Lord, they the Bible ain't say that, man.
start from where you at? 32?
32.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers.
Not according, this is the prophet Jeremiah, man. He said not according to the covenant that he made with our fathers in the wilderness, man.
How did he know that?
Because he was a prophet of the Lord, man. The Lord revealed this to him, man.
Because
Go ahead.
in that day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt,
So that's the proof that is referring to the wilderness. Go ahead.
which my covenant they break.
And we broke that covenant. All right? And that's why we ended up in slavery, man.
Although I was a husband unto them, said the Lord.
And we know that Israel is that woman. All right? Pursuing the what? Get that. I think Jeremiah 3.
Go.
Jeremiah 3, 3 and 31. Yeah, that whole chapter, man.
Meat right here, bro.
That whole chapter,
This the
man.
meat right here.
That whole chapter.
It's clearly in the room of Jesse.
Clearly.
Clearly.
You keep
Jeremiah 31 verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, said the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts.
He said he gonna put his laws in their inward part. Remember the old laws was written on stone.
That's right, huh?
In the wilderness, man, that was given to Moses.
That's right.
So he said he gonna make a new covenant, all right, not like that one. All right, he gonna write the laws on their hearts,
Which means they mind, huh?
they mind.
So when you
It's
speak,
gonna
that's
exactly.
what you mean, huh?
Gone in their spirit. You found that?
I got something else.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, come.
This is Jeremiah 3 and 21. I'm sorry, 21. A voice was heard upon the high mountains, upon the high places, weeping in supplication of the children of Israel. But they have perverted their ways. They have forgotten the Lord their power. Return ye, backsliding children.
Backsliding children, man. Go ahead.
I will heal your backsliding. Behold, we come unto thee, for thou art the Lord of our power. Truly, in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills, from the multitude of mountains. Truly, in the Lord our power is the salvation of Israel. For
Salvation of Israel, but what Israel? Not all Israel. It's just referring to the remnant, the elect, man. Okay? Go ahead.
it says, for shame have devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth. Their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. We lie down in our shame, and our confusion cover us.
Confusion cover. Remember we read in Isaiah 30 where he say they cover themselves with the spirit of Pharaoh, with Egypt, not with the Lord covering.
That's right.
And that's your confusion, man.
That's why you want it.
That's your confusion, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
For we have sinned against the Lord our power, we and our fathers, from our youth, even unto this day.
Meaning what? They broke that old covenant, man. All right, and that's why it was a need for a new covenant. All right, Yahawashi to come and shed his blood. All right, to wash away those sins, man. Because if not, the Lord would have done away with all Israel, man.
So salvation is more than knowing that you're Israelite.
Way more than
Way
that.
more than that, ain't it?
It's acknowledging the truth, man.
Come.
All right, through the spirit of Yahawashi, through the words that's in the Bible, man. Go ahead.
It says,
sorry.
so like, just finishing this up,
Come.
and have not obeyed the voice of our Lord, and have not obeyed the voice of our Lord, our power.
But that's what's going on right now in Israel.
That's right.
And his voice is the words that's written in the Bible, man.
That's right.
Not your elder, man.
That's right.
Okay? Not your elder.
It's simple.
It's simple.
They can
Alright?
guide you, but the Lord gonna work.
But he go back to that part where he say, he's gonna write the laws inside.
Jeremiah 31 verse 33.
Yeah.
But this shall be the covenant that I will make it known with that house of Israel.
So the Lord telling you, he say this is gonna be the covenant, the new covenant. All right, go ahead.
After those days, said the Lord,
Come on.
I will put my law in their inward
He
parts.
say he will put his law in the inward part, not on stone. Remember, it was written on stone. All right. Now get that Romans.
Follow us today. 2:29. This is Romans 2 verse 29. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
Jew inwardly.
Woo.
All right.
This quoting Jeremiah.
Quoting Jeremiah, basically. All right. He said he's going to write the laws in your inward part. That's why here in Paul is quoting Jeremiah saying he was a Jew inwardly. All right. You're not justified by the laws, all right, that was given to Moses for the children of Israel in the wilderness, man. Go ahead.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
See, circumcision is that of the spirit, all right? Not like the old covenant, which you had to be the foreskin had to be circumcised, all right? Not according to that covenant, meaning circumcision is of the heart, meaning the spirit, all right? Go ahead.
In the spirit.
In the what?
In the spirit.
That's what circumcision is at, man. In your spirit, man.
Oh, this gonna come right here.
Go ahead.
And not in the letter.
And not what?
In the letter.
And not in the letter, man. Meaning the law that was given to Moses, all right, in the wilderness, man. That the children of Israel received in the wilderness, man. Not according to that, all right? It's according to the circumcision of your heart, man.
That's right, man.
All right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Who praise is not of men.
Who praise is not of men. All right? And this is why these guys want to go and push that we are under that old contract so they can set themselves up as these leaders to be over men, man, to take lordship over men. All right? Man, these guys even got a rank and file within their camps. All right? Captains and soldiers and all this, you know. This is one of the purposes they want to keep that teach that we're under that old contract so they can receive tithes, so they can justify receiving tithes.
Right.
All right.
That's right.
All right. When you don't see that in the New Testament, man, you see guys giving arms.
That's right.
All right. Guys giving arms, man.
That's right.
Okay.
You help your brother because he need help, bro. Not because
not giving them 10% under the old Levitical law that was set up in the Old Testament,
and
man.
when you look at that word publican, the Lord talked about you guys, you publicans, which means tax farmers, which means they tax their own people, huh? That's why the Lord came and killed you niggas. Man, you brothers, boy, y'all wicked, man.
What we was at?
29.
That's it on that, right?
Whose praises is not of men, but of Yahweh.
Who praises who not of men. And like I say, that's the reason for these guys pushing that we are under the old contract that was made with us in the wilderness so they can set themselves up and be lords over men. All right? That's the whole purpose of it, man.
Okay. Before you come on them dislikes, y'all make sure y'all read this New Testament.
And the Lord said, this is the new covenant. The new covenant. Not according to the covenant. Go back to that in Jeremiah 31. And about what, 32?
33, 32.
Because these guys say that we're not under the new covenant, man.
That's a lie.
These guys say we under the law, man. All right? But go ahead.
Jeremiah 31 and 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their father.
That's plain, man. Not according to the old law. Go ahead.
And with their fathers in that day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
Yep. Go ahead.
Which my covenant they break.
And we broke that covenant. All right, go ahead.
Although I was a husband unto them, said the Lord.
All right, but we known as the bride, man. I mean, as the wife, as the Lord's wife.
In Revelation, he said we're going to be married back unto him.
And we're going to be married back unto the Lord.
That's right.
Yeah.
It says, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
So he's about to tell you the covenant he's going to make with us. Go ahead.
After those days, said the Lord,
Read.
I will put my law in their inward parts.
You was a Jew inwardly. Go ahead.
And write in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people.
And they shall be my people. Referring to the remnant, though.
Remnant.
All right. Now let's get that Matthew 7:15.
Oh man.
Matthew 7:15.
Now we finna give them that juice, ain't God? We finna bring it home now.
Yeah.
We finna bring it home. Matthew 7:5.
7:15.
7:15. Come on. Beware of false prophets.
Beware of false prophets. Go ahead.
Which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravaging wolves. Ravening wolves.
See, inwardly these guys is raving and wolves. But outwardly, what you guys do?
They got the garments on.
They got the garments on. They keeping the Passover, the Day of Atonement. All right.
They look like the truth on up.
Hey, that's why the Lord say, judge not according to the eye.
They got the
All
big
right?
garments on with the girdle on, man. They look
That
good. They look
John 7:24.
Yeah. It say judge not according to the to your eye, man.
good. Come on.
All right? And that's why the Lord say you a Jew inwardly, because outwardly these guys are what? Raven and wolves. Go ahead.
Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or fig of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Evil fruit. Go ahead.
A good tree could not bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
And that's why these guys are stumbling on the prophecies, man. Because they're a corrupt tree. You can jump up to the 5, you know, what you had in that chapter. There's some good stuff in that chapter.
Come,
All right, we dealing with the law, right?
come.
All right, let's Yahawashi broke it down for
You
you.
go Matthew 7 and 5?
Wherever you want to go, brother.
Okay, come. This is thou hypocrite first. This is what it's talking about.
The law. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Matthew 26.
Yeah, that's the one I want. That's the one I want.
Come. Matthew 26.
And start at 26.
26. And as they were eating, Yahawashi took bread and blessed it and brake it.
Get that Jeremiah 3 and 15.
And gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body.
See, the Lord broke bread, all right? He said, this is my body, all right? And that's why Jeremiah said this. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 3:15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
That's that bread, man.
That prophecy was fulfilled, right?
That prophecy was fulfilled.
Come.
All right? Right at this point right here. Go ahead.
And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink it ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament.
This is the blood of the New Testament, man. Okay? That new covenant that Jeremiah talked about.
The word testament actually means
Contract. The new contract. The new covenant.
That's what that word means, man.
The new covenant.
So this was it. It's fulfilled right here.
Fulfilled right there. Get that Hebrews, what? Yeah, 9. Yeah, you got one in, go to that one.
Okay.
Go to that one.
Come.
Like I say, you got these guys who saying that we're under the old covenant, man. And I asked this question, we're under the old covenant, why aren't you guys being put to death, all right, for breaking the Lord's law? Why aren't we all put to death? Because we all, you know, in violation of breaking the Lord's law, man. Go ahead.
This is Hebrews 9 and 9.
Come on.
Which was a figure for the time being present, in which we offer both gifts and sacrifices that could not make him that did the service perfect. So you could make
the old way
wasn't
referring to the old covenant.
As pertaining to the conscience, which still
As
only
pertaining to the consciousness, your spirit.
Come.
All right, because remember, circumcision is the
So the heart, not in the flesh.
Spirit.
Come.
Your conscience is what? Your mind, your spirit. Not according to consciousness. Go ahead.
which still only in meats and drinks.
See? In meats and drinks, they works, man. All right? To be seen of men. All right? They holy feast days. All right? Go ahead.
And divers washings.
And they what? Divers washings. Over righteousness, basically. Go ahead.
And carnal ordinances.
Carnal ordinances.
Ordinances, it's laws. Yeah, come.
The old covenant had ordinances that was what was carnal.
Come.
And that's why Yahawashi said it's the circumcision of the heart, man. You a Jew inwardly, and he was going to write the laws in your inward parts, man.
Man, he breaking it down for you, man. The Lord breaking it down for you. You can't receive it, man.
Hey,
it's easy.
It's too faint for everybody.
Come on, man. Impose on them until the time of reformation. But Christ,
Yahawashi, the Lord,
being come on high priest of good things to come.
He's the high priest now, man. We don't have the Levitical order, so there's no need to pay tithes. That was the purpose of the Levitical order being set up, all right? And tithes being in the law, so we can help out the Levites whose service was to service the temple, man.
Which had no land inheritance.
Exactly, brother.
By a great and more perfect tabernacle.
A He say by what?
By a great and more perfect
A more
tabernacle.
perfect tabernacle.
That's Yahawashi, man.
Facts.
That you guys don't give praises to, man.
Go on.
You know?
Go ahead.
Not made with hands.
Not made with hands. Go ahead.
That is to say, not of this building.
Not of the old temple. All right. Not that old tabernacle. All right. Meaning the elect, the ones that get built up in John. All right. Who these guys say that's the those mansions. All right. Those sticks in Ezekiel 37.
God.
All right. Go ahead.
Neither by the blood of goats and calves.
Pertaining to the old law.
Sacrifices.
Sacrifices can't give you salvation.
Exactly.
Can't do it, bro.
Pertaining to the old law, man. He said not according to that, but go ahead.
It says, but by his own blood,
But by his own blood, referring to Yahawashi, go ahead.
he entered at once into the holy place,
Go ahead.
having obtained eternal redemption for us.
Having obtained, so after he shed his blood,
That's the covenant.
after the Lord shed his blood, that's how we obtain what?
Redemption.
Redemption, man. Back to the Father, man. Not through the Levitical law, man.
You can't do it, bro.
All right? Not through the Levitical law.
So like if I can say, when he died, the veil was rent.
Done.
See, brothers don't get that, man. Don't bring it up.
All right?
11,
So,
19.
yeah, 18, 11 and 18. 19. And like I say, are we under the old covenant?
That's right, huh?
Or are we under that new covenant? All right? That the Lord made not according to the covenant he made with the fathers in the
If
wilderness.
we wasn't a new covenant, we wouldn't be here.
Come.
That's just simple. Man, ain't no way to come around it.
You're right.
Come. Ezekiel 11, verse 18.
Yeah.
And they shall come thither, and they shall take away all the despisable things thereof, and all the abominations thereof from thence.
All abominations. Go ahead.
And I will give thee one heart,
Give thee one spirit.
and I will put a new spirit within you.
See, that's that them laws being written on your heart, man. That's you being a Jew inwardly,
Inwardly.
not according to the letters.
That's right.
All right? A Jew inwardly. Go ahead.
And I will take the stony heart
Yeah,
out of their flesh.
He said he's gonna take the stony heart
That's right.
out of their flesh.
Waiting on the Moses.
What the old laws was written on?
Stone.
Stone. Just like we reading in the other scriptures, man. He said he's gonna take away the stony heart.
That's right.
All right, that old covenant, and do what, huh?
And will give them a heart of flesh.
Did we just read? You're right.
God.
Yahawashi, Paul said you gotta, what he say? You gotta confess him in the flesh. Who came in the flesh,
6
man?
and 51, John.
Okay.
Listen.
Which one?
6 and 51.
John.
Yeah.
That's what he said, man.
He say what? He said,
Came in the flesh. Christ
yeah.
came in the
He say not. He gonna take away the stony heart.
That's what he said.
All right.
John 6, verse 51. I am the living bread which cometh down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever.
He shall live forever.
That's Yahawashi.
That's Yahawashi. All right, because you gonna circumcise your spirit, man.
That's right.
All right, you're gonna be circumcised your heart, meaning your spirit, man, your mind.
And the bread that I will give is my flesh.
The bread is his flesh. Okay, that's his flesh. So going back to Ezekiel, when he gonna take away the stony heart and give us a heart of flesh. All right, give us a spirit of flesh. Read that part again, huh?
It says, I am the living bread which come down from heaven.
Come on.
I got the key.
I got the key. Yep.
If any man eat of this bread,
Come on.
he shall live forever.
He shall live forever. Salvation. Go ahead.
And the bread that I will give is my flesh,
The bread is the Lord's flesh.
which I will give for the life of the world.
Now go back to Ezekiel 11 and 18. I mean 19. 11 and 19.
And I will give them one heart. Ezekiel 11, verse 19. And I will give them one heart. And I will put a new spirit within you.
He's gonna put a new spirit in you. Go ahead.
And I will take the stony heart.
Now he said he's gonna take the stony heart. Get the Exodus 24 and 12. So because we got to prove that.
Yeah.
All right.
You right.
Exodus 24 and 12.
They're gonna say that's not in there. That's not in there.
That's why the Lord say precept must be upon precept.
Exodus 24, verse 12.
Dealing with the stony heart. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses, come to me unto the mountain, and be there. And I will give thee tables of stone,
Tables of stone
and a law,
and a law
and commandments,
and commandment,
which I have written.
which the Lord have written. So that's that stony heart, all right, that old contract that the Lord made with the Israelites, all right? That's the stone. Go ahead, go
That
back
thou may teachest them.
Oh, that thou might teach them.
That's,
All right, what's written, basically.
that's right.
All right, go ahead. Oh, yeah, go back to Ezekiel 11 and 19.
And that's on point right there, bro. That's it, huh? And I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh,
And that's going back to the law, to the contract, the old covenant. Go ahead.
and I will give them a heart of flesh.
And he will give them a heart of flesh. And we know, according to John 6:51, that heart of flesh is Yahawashi. That flesh is referred to Yahawashi. All right, go ahead.
That they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them,
And do them.
and they shall be my people, and I will be their Yahweh.
And that's talking about the elect. All right?
That's it, the remnant.
The remnant. All right? When he say my people, it's not talking about all Israel.
It's not talking about all Israel.
All right?
Because he's not going to save, he never saved all of Israel.
Never.
Never.
Even going back to the wilderness.
He killed them.
Only what? Joshua and Caleb?
Come on, man.
They was the only one made it to the land, to the promised land.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
Go back to the Jeremiah 31.
Come on.
Back to the Jeremiah 31. So according to this new contract, man, all right, we justified by faith, man, and not by the letters of the law, man.
That's right, man.
All right, thus saith the Lord in the
That's
Bible,
right.
man.
The law is just used to show you that you need to repent. That's
All right,
it.
that you need what you doing right and what you doing wrong.
That's it. That's it.
All right, so you can know what to repent from,
That's
man.
right.
Now, do we sin that grace may be abound?
Done.
Jeremiah 31 to 33.
Yeah, 33.
But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel
Yeah,
after those days,
yeah,
said the Lord.
yeah.
I will put my law in their inward parts,
And we've been reading about that,
inward
man.
Jew, and will write in their hearts.
And he will write in their hearts. Now you can go to we're gonna do something real slick. Ezekiel 37. Let's see if this talking about. He said he will write in their hearts, right? All right. Ezekiel 37 about what? Where he writing on them sticks. I just caught that.
Come.
You can get Revelation 14. Okay, let him get that.
Okay, come.
He said he will write upon it, write on their hearts, man. He will write the laws on their hearts. Ezekiel 37 and about 15.
It's about 16.
Come, read that.
So it's Ezekiel 37 and 16. Moreover, the Son of Man, take thee one stick and write upon it.
And write upon it. All right. The Lord say he gonna write it on. He gonna write this law, statutes, and commandments in their inward parts, in their spirit.
That's right.
All right. He referring to people, man.
The sticks of the people.
Sticks is a people, not referring to your idol.
Your idol, man.
Your golden calf.
That's what it
Go
is.
ahead.
It says write upon it for Judah
And write upon it for Judah, the elect, the Israelite.
and for the children of Israel and his companions.
Read.
Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of his companions.
The whole house of his companions.
And join them one to another in one stick,
One stick,
and they shall become one in thine
and they're
hand.
gonna become one in the Lord's hand.
In the Lord's hand.
Read what you got. Let's read the
Revelation
fulfillment of
14:1.
that. Let's read the fulfillment of that.
And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000,
Okay.
having his father's name written in their forehead.
Written in their foreheads, man. That's the fulfillment of that, man.
That's what it says.
That's us becoming one in the Lord's hand, the elect.
That's right.
The weapon of his
Now go back
indignation.
to that Jeremiah. That's what we was at, Jeremiah 31.
That's right.
All right. Now let's read that with understanding, man.
That's right.
Okay. These guys talk about a damn 12 tribe sign. Carnal is hell.
They ain't got the juice.
They ain't got the juice on.
They ain't got the juice. They ain't got the juice.
Hey, the brother say y'all guys don't got the juice, man.
But Boosie said, you ain't got the, hey, you ain't got no juice.
Hey, man.
You ain't got it, man.
Come Come on with it, huh?
Jeremiah 31 and 33.
Read.
But this shall be the covenant
This gonna be the covenant. Come on.
that I will make with the house of Israel
With the house of Israel.
after those days,
Come on.
said the Lord.
Said who?
Said the Lord.
Said the Lord. Come on.
I will put my law in their inward parts
See, he gonna put his law in our inward parts and do
Come on.
what?
and write
And write
in their heart. Come on, man.
in their hearts. The same sticks, man, that's getting written on in Ezekiel 37.
They ain't gonna see that, huh? They ain't gonna see that.
The same ones in Revelation 14 with the Father's name written in their forehead. Better yet, let's do another.
They gonna say
Get
that's the
Ezekiel
inside.
9 and 4.
That's the inside.
Let's get Ezekiel 9 and 4. Let's get another.
That's that banner,
Back to
huh?
that Jeremiah.
Okay,
Okay, that was yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Get that Ezekiel 9 and 4. Get that. Watch this. He said he gonna write it in their inward parts. I guess that's the 12 tribes side.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Read what you got, Devon.
This is Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of
I
Jerusalem,
guess that's a place according to them guys, dog.
Come on, man.
That's talking about people, man. Go ahead.
and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
The same elect, man. With the mark, man. That's the mark.
He said the same thing.
That's the mark. What's written on the foreheads of the men standing with the Lamb, man.
Sighing and crying, man.
Come on, man. Where you at?
I'm at Jeremiah 31 and 33.
Come on with that.
But this shall be the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts
In the inward parts, he gonna write them on their heart. Go ahead.
and write in their heart,
Come on.
and will be their Yahweh,
Come on.
and they shall be my people,
They gonna be the Lord people, the elect, not all Israel. Go ahead.
and they shall teach no more.
Hold on, sit down.
This the juice right here.
This important.
This the juice right here.
Start from the top of that 34.
And they shall, Jeremiah 31 verse 34.
Come on.
And they shall teach no more,
They shall teach no more.
every man his neighbor.
So this is what these guys stumble at. They say this is referring to the kingdom. All right, because the Lord used man to teach man. So what is this referring to, man? All right, why are we out here teaching, man? If we under the new covenant and this referring to the new covenant, and there's no need for man to teach man no more. We're gonna get the understanding. John 14:26.
Come,
John 14:26.
come.
This is the correct understanding, man. This is the fulfillment of what Jeremiah is speaking of in chapter 31, man.
John 14,
And 26.
come. But the Comforter,
But who?
the Comforter,
The Comforter,
which is the Holy Ghost,
yeah.
whom the Father will send in my name,
After Yahawashi shed his blood, go ahead.
he shall teach you all things.
This is why he say there's no need for you to teach your neighbor.